Bum, 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 bum. What's up, y'all? Philyfli show checking in here. It's a beautiful week, NFL edition of Week 18. And man, this is literally one of the hardest. I feel like it's one of the hardest weeks I've had for betting. Last week was a really bad one on the spread, but we're not going to get into that right now. We're just going to talk about 18. Week 18 here. Yeah. So I wasn't going to jump into this. Now I feel like I should jump into this. Or should I just jump into the review? What do you guys want? Dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 bum. Yeah. A little pumped up, but I'm also a little sad because the regular season is ending. So obviously these shows would be pretty hard to do without having, the 16 games with all the spreads. So it's gonna be a little bit different for the May. If I do the wild card, if I do playoff edition betting, which I feel like I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw in prop bets, which it's gonna take me a little longer to do my research, but it'll be fine. And then the UFC was starting, so I was almost leaning on not doing it, but now sitting here, I'm like, you know what? This is my little gig, man. Why don't I just do it? Let's just do it. So yeah, we're gonna commit to it, and we'll just do some side prop bets. If you don't know much about prop bets, what I'm talking about is in the game that I'll be talking about, I'll give you this, the spread, the money line, the over/under. Those three will obviously be picked, but then I'm just gonna add some of their prop bets, like there's over/under on yards, there's over/under on touchdowns for people or team, or just different things. You can do some crazy stuff, but I probably won't go too crazy. I'll probably just do prop bets that I like, even if they're more of the favorite on ends. But hey, it's just how it goes. Anyways, so we'll jump into the review last week because this will be. Since I am going to do a show, I was going to say it's the last review, but it's not the last review because I, on a whim, decided to keep the show going. All right. So, week 17. It's hard to say. I mean, I want to say, it's one of those 50% weeks because the spread was just absolutely horrendous for me. I just failed epically. But then the money line, the over/under, I did pretty decent. So we're going to the review. Raiders at the Colts. Got both the money line and the spread wrong. Got the over/under right. So that was a savior one. The next one, I got the money line right, but I got the spread wrong and the over/under wrong with the Giants and the Bears. The Bucks at the Jets. Got the spread wrong. Got the money line right, and then got the over/under wrong. Falcons at the Bills. We got the over/under right, we got the spread right, and we got the money line right. So that's a 3 for 3. I'm not saying that too loudly because, man, that spread's going to be nasty when you hear it at the end here. Eagles at Washington. I got the spread wrong, got the money line right, got that over/under right. Chiefs at the Bengals. We got spread right, money line wrong, and then the over/under right. So that was good. Jags at the Pats. We got spread right, money line right, but that over/under was wrong. Dolphins at the Titans. That one was money line and spread wrong, and then we got over/under right, so that's a savior. Rams at the Ravens was spread wrong, but money line right and over/under right. Then we go to the 3 o'clock games. We had Broncos at Chargers. Got the spread wrong, got the money line right, got the over/under right. Texans at 49ers, got the spread wrong, got the money line right, over/under right. Cards at Cowboys is the good old, what we call a error in the system. No, that was an error in my picks. Panthers at the Saints, got the spread right and money line right, and got the over/under wrong, so that sucked. Lions at the Seahawks, got the money line right, got the spread right, and got the over/under wrong. Then, with the Vikings-Packers game, which if you've noticed on the Vikings games and the Packers games have been super good this year. A lot of 3 for 3s when I was going back and looking at it, which is going to be in next week's thing in a review. I'm going to go over all my picks and tell you what my percentages were in each category and then all of them together. That's what I have to do. All right. So we got a 3 for 3 because we got the spread right, money line right, and the over/under right in the Vikings-Packers game. And then Browns at Steelers was spread and money line wrong, and then over/under right. And I got the over/under because I think it was exactly 40 points, so that was cool. Which brings the grand total spread 6 out of 16, which not a. You don't really want to toot your horn there on a 6 out of 16, but hey, betting game, everyone learns it. Everyone learns it the hard way. You will have a week like that no matter what. But money line, 11 out of 16, I'll take that all day. And then 10 out of 16 with the over/under. I'll take that one all day too, especially with those over/unders. So if you really were betting out there on my single plays, money line area, you would have to put down a lot of money to get the money that you needed. But if you did do it on the over/under picks at all, and you got, let's just say you did 10 out of 16, you're walking out with money. But if you did put them on the spread too, then you're probably about even. Because those bring the odds closer together. You're usually getting them all at like negative 110 to negative 115. So, again, that's how the betting game goes. Sometimes the spread's good, sometimes it's not. Go look at my weeks. I went like so many weeks in a row doing good, and then you have some bad weeks. It's just how it goes. So, yeah. That's what we're talking about is... Oh, man, I'm getting so sad thinking about the NFL over with. Thinking about fantasy football in particular pretty much being over with unless you're doing daily. I do have a weird ESPN league that ends this week because it's, got the only 4 people make it to the playoffs, and then you have to do the 2-week playoff system thing, which I hate, but I got one of those, and then I took 3rd place in my big money league, which means I don't pay money to play, so that was nice. But it was like unsettling to lose. I don't know if I talked about this, but in my big money league, defenses can score points. Like it's common for them to score 40 to 45 points on a super good week, which in most leagues would be maybe like 25 to 26 points. Ours just is insane with the points for it. I needed the Dolphins to have 38.4 or less, and they scored 42.5 points, and that's how I lost and went to the championship to actually win some money. So sucked, but anyways, that's how it is, and that's how it shall be because that's how gambling goes. Dum ba dum ba dum ba dum bum bum bum. All right, should we jump into it? Last week, guys. What? Last week of the regular season. I keep crying over it, man. Let's just get into it. All right, Chiefs at the Broncos. Now, actually, I didn't say this at the beginning of the show. I somehow held it in. I'm going to say it. I am going to tell almost all you bettors out there. My play this week is just pretty much assuming that most of these teams that are underdogs and the winners that are already in they're pretty much in there. What they're stacked up to be. Yeah, a lot of them are going to play. Some like the Chiefs might try to play to the end, but if there was points given this week on certain people, I was taking the points on some of these games because I'm not giving up those points, especially if a team... First off, we'll jump into this one. Okay, so on the spread, I picked the Broncos with 10.5. The reason I did that, what if the Chiefs are... There's 2 ways about this. What if the Chiefs are up 28-7? Okay? They're going to pull their guys. They're going to pull most of their starters. Guess who's going to have garbage time and come back? The Broncos. That's one scenario. The other scenario I'm thinking, Broncos and Chiefs are neck and neck at halftime. They don't want to play the physical game anymore. They pull their players. It's, 17-13, 14-17, something close like that. Doesn't matter which team's winning or losing. That's where that 10.5 points come in, and it's big. So that's the way I'm leaning on the point side. So Chiefs at Broncos, Like I said on the spread, the Chiefs are negative 10.5, which makes the Broncos plus 10.5. I'm picking the Broncos there. Money line though is negative 500 on the Chiefs and plus 385 on the Broncos. I am going Chiefs all day on the money line because I'm not risking if the Chiefs are just having a warm up game, getting back into it. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Next we got that first game. I can't believe I forgot this. First two games are on Saturday, right? That's crazy enough. But first one's at 3:30. Second one here 7:15 on Saturday. Cowboys at Eagles. Cowboys -4 on the spread, whereas the Eagles are +4. Man, that was a hard one for me, but I don't feel like the Cowboys will leave their people in if they're losing. But if the Eagles are going to go to try to get a higher seed, I think. So I don't know. That's just how I felt on it. I went by feeling on this one, so I went Eagles on the +4. Money line is -168 on the Cowboys, +160 on the Eagles. I'm going Cowboys. I feel like the Cowboys are still going to win the game, but only by like 3 points. Over-under is 43.5, and I'm going over. I don't know if I did the over-under for the Chiefs-Broncos because I got sidetracked there, but 45 was their over-under. I went under on there, just so you know. Then we jump to Sunday where the rest of the games are, and the league ends on Sunday. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so we got Lions at the Packers. This one scared me a little bit, too, because I know Aaron Rodgers is playing on Sunday. And some other players sound like they were going to play, but now it's getting word out that they're not, so I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday with them. They're up 20, like a 28-7 scenario, 28-10. You might see Aaron Rodgers pulled. They're down, and it's physical. You might see Aaron Rodgers pulled. So I don't know. I didn't know what to pick there, so I just leaned with my, golden heart for my Packers. -3.5 is for the Packers on the spread, +3.5 on the Lions. I went Packers on the spread. The money line is -168 for the Packers, +142 for the Lions. I went Packers on the money line, and then 45.5 is the over/under. Went under there just because if certain players get pulled. So feeling it there. Bears at Vikings. Bears are +5.5. Vikings are -5.5 on the spread. I went Bears to cover with the spread. And then the money line is +198 on the Bears and -240 for the Vikings. I went with the Vikings on the money line. Their over-under was 43.5. I went over, but that is a risk there. For me, it's both teams are going to give up points, and it seems like Fields is starting to get it. So if he's even playing, I think he might not be playing actually in that game now that I think about it. I think he got hit with that the safe health and safety protocols. Colts at the Jags is a crazy, crazy point-given spread. I don't even know if the Colts are going to play all their guys. Try to research into it. They're really not saying. I mean, they're pretty much saying they're all going to play, but for how long? Colts are -15.5 points. Jags are +15.5. I'm going Jags with the +15.5, but it is a risk, man, because what if the Colts play all their guys just to get some reps? So it's a risk, but I'm going that one. Money line is insane. -11, -$1,150 for the Colts. Going Colts on the money line, +730 on the Jags. Man, if you got another team you think that's gonna win on that money line, you can match that up with the Jags, like the Titans or the Texans and the Jags. Just think about that. Putting $100 down, you'd win $1,100. Man, nuts. But anyways. Over-under is 44. I'm going under. And then Titans at the Texans. We got Titans -10, Texans +10. Titans. I'm going Titans there to cover. I think they want to put on a show. I also don't know if Derrick Henry is going to play in this game or if he's going to play in their first game in the playoffs. So don't know what's going to happen there. Money line is -520 on the Titans. Texans are +400. I'm going Titans there with that negative 520. Over under is 43. I'm going over because lately the Texans have been putting up points. So it's a risk, but I'm going over there. Washington at the Giants is another game I don't like. I wanted to pick the points, but Giants just have already packed it in, it seems. So I'm going Washington to cover the negative 7, whereas the Giants are plus 7. Then I got Washington's negative 300 on the money line, where the Giants are plus 245. I'm going Washington again. And then 38 is the over-under. When I see that 38, I'm going under. I feel like Washington wins like 20-3. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Next, we got Steelers at the Ravens. Steelers are plus 3.5. Ravens are negative 3.5 on the spread. Going Ravens to cover, but that is a risk. Plus 160 for the Steelers on the money line, and then negative 190 on the Ravens. I'm going Ravens on the money line, and then 41 is the over-under. I'm going under, risking it because, Steelers play defense, and even though the Ravens aren't so good defensively this year, sometimes they show up against their divisional rivals. Bengals at the Browns is a nuts one for me. So they got the Browns at negative 6, right? Does that mean Joe Burrow and stuff's not playing? I mean, I looked into it. I didn't fully say yet. They're leaning on it. Even if they're leaning on it, I'm going Bengals with the plus 6. It's still divisional rival team that literally hates each other. Like, it's an actual rivalry, and people don't realize it. So I'm going Bengals to cover with the plus 6. Money line is plus 215 on the Bengals, negative 260 on the Browns. I did pick the Browns there just on again, Browns might win by 3 with their starters. Whoop-de-flip-and-do if they do, because I got the Bengals with plus 6. Over-under is 38. This one I'm going over because I just feel like both teams can score 20 points. Both teams can score 20 points on each other. So that's the way I'm leaning there. Man, just a couple more picks, and the regular season's over. All right, and we jump into the 3 o'clock games on Sunday. Pats at Dolphins. Dolphins plus 6. Pats negative 6. I'm going Dolphins to cover. Pats are negative 270 on the money line, and the Dolphins are plus 220. I am definitely going Pats there. I feel like they win to get a better seeding. 40 is the over-under. I'm going over. We got Jets at the Bills. Crazy spread. Plus 16.5 on the Jets. Negative 16.5 on the Bills. Sounds like the Bills are going to play all their players and get some reps. So I'm going with the Bills on the spread. Money line is plus 750 with the Jets. That's one you could, snag with the other one that was plus 700. Throw them two on a thing for just $25 or anything. You're winning some money. And then the Bills are negative 1,200. I'm going Bills on the money line. 40.5 is the over-under. I'm going over because I feel like the Bills will run up the score to 40 points anyways. Bengals at the Bucks was hard for me. What the bleep show was I just reading? Panthers at the Bucks. I wanted to go Panthers with their plus 8, but I went with the Bucks with negative 8 in the spread. Money line is plus 300 on the Panthers, negative 375 on the Bucks. I'm going Bucks again because I picked them to cover the spread. Look, the Bucks need to do something with the whole AB thing and everything happening. They need to do something to get some awareness back on the team instead of away from the team. So that's the way I look at it. 41.5 is the over-under. I don't see the Panthers scoring many points in the last week of the season, so I'm going under with that 41.5. Saints at the Falcons. Saints are negative 3.5, whereas the Falcons are plus 3.5. I am going Saints all day there. Negative 186 on the Saints on the money line, plus 156 for the Falcons. Going Saints because I picked them to cover. 39.5 is the over-under, and I'm going over because Falcons give up points. So if the Saints run up the score somewhat, it could get up there. Seahawks at the Cards. Plus 6.5 on the Seahawks, negative 6.5 on the Cards. Seahawks are who I'm picking to cover. Plus 235 on the money line for the Seahawks and negative 240 for the Cards. I'm going Cards to win the game with the money line. And over-under is 48. So That's how it works there. Over-under is 48. I'm going over. I don't know what am I thinking, man. My brain today. Woohoo, woohoo. 49ers at the Rams. We have +4 on the Niners and -4 on the Rams. Risky. I think the 49ers have to win to get in or something like that, so they might be playing hard. But Rams, I feel like, are covering. They don't want to see them in the playoffs. +172 on the 49ers on the money line, -205 on the Rams. I am going Rams, and then 41.5 is the over-under. I feel like this game's going to be defensive, grudge match with them guys, so I'm going under there. And Sunday Night Football, the last regular season football game of the year. Win and you're in with the Chargers and the Raiders. Or Chargers at the Raiders. So we're going with the spread. Chargers -3, Raiders +3. Man, I think the Chargers get in and win this game. So I'm going Chargers to cover the 3. And I'm also going to pick the Chargers on the money line, which they got -164, whereas the Raiders are +138. And we got a 49.5 for the over-under. This game's high scoring. This game's going to come down to the wire. It's going over that 49.5. Alrighty, guys. It's going to do it. NFL edition. Philyfli show. Regular season is over. 2021 was a great year to start it out. Year one's pretty much over. Year one for the regular season for the Philyfli show is over. It was a great season for me. I loved it. I will be back next year. I will be bringing more content to this channel. So keep liking, keep subscribing. Share with your friends, homies. I want to make you some moolah. I want to make you some. I want to get you some side cash from your girlfriend or your wife. Man, shekels, baby. I want to get you some shekels. I want to make you money. I want to make you money. I want to make you money. And that's how I end my show.